In this episode, we are talking to Ajai Govindan, who is a visualization expert. His specialization, he's a Tableau certified visualization expert. Welcome to the show, Ajay.
Hi, Nitin. Hi, everyone.
Just so that everyone will know who you are, in a few words, can you tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Sure. So I'm a data visualization expert right now working with Groupon at their Dublin office. My main job there is internal consulting, looking at sharing best practices, looking at data governance, data security, and aspects related to that. And also making sure that we build the solutions that are required for senior execs, centralized reports, which give an idea of the entire business to them, different metrics of different parts of the business. So that's what I do in a nutshell.
That's great to know. Basically, in every data science process, the whole idea is to tackle the business problem, and in the end, just communicate the insights and the new results to your high-level executives. You probably want to hear the nitty-gritties of what model you used or the mathematics behind it. So that's where the visualization really comes into play, where you have to explain in simple terms, like what is going on within the company and all the things. So can you tell everyone the real importance of visualization in a data science project?
Sure. So just like you briefly mentioned right now, so in my opinion, that's the most important part of data science or any analysis that you do. It's the most important, because unless you are able to convey what analysis you have done to your end user and what is your recommendation in a very powerful and very easy to understand way, all the work that you have done is probably going to waste. You have already taken a lot of effort to do the analysis, come up with an insight. Your job probably as a data analyst or a data scientist or whoever you may be in that wide spectrum of data science, your job is to actually convey the insights, not again take your stakeholder through the same journey that you went through, investigating the data, doing your mining and all that. Convey the results. And in that sense, you take any aspect of data science, data visualization, I think, is the most important part. Typically what happens is everyone does the analysis, and then towards the end, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, they dump it all into a PowerPoint as tables and lots of numbers and text. But that's not the way you should do it. It should be the other way around. Start with what you want to present and then go backwards, or the problem statement, business problem, trying to answer that, and then go backwards. So that's how important visualization is.
Okay. Unless you show the people that are at the top of the business that what problems are we tackling, and that too in a real simple terms. Everything that we did before that is not going to make any sense to anyone. So can you tell the audience, like, how did you started your journey into this field? And any courses, any recommended courses, in your opinion, to get into this field?
So I started off with programming after my graduation. I was not, it's not that I cannot do programming, but I was not enjoying it much. I started off with Java programming and all that. And then I decided to take a career switch. I wanted to get into business side. So I did my master's MBA. It is during my master's course, I came to know about business analytics or statistics. I got attracted or got interested in all that, and then I started digging deeper. So I did my specialization in MBA in operations research, which is slightly more inclined towards statistics and things like that, or math related papers. So I had around 3 to 4 electives on that. So that's where I started off my journey into analytics. I started with, after my master's, I started with reporting, and then I got into analytics consulting, where I was kind of becoming a jack of all trades, master of none. Data science is very, very vast. So I was not too happy with that. So I thought, let me take a step back. Let me focus on one thing. And then I was trying to think, okay, what is the most important thing in any data science project? So it's visualization. So I thought, let me start with that. So that's how I ended up in my current role also. And then, yeah, that's how I'm deeply into visualization. I'm exploring different tools, um, Tableau, Power BI, D3.js. There are quite a few tools available there. Recommended courses, um, for learning visualization or learning any aspect of data science. I think there are a lot of free content available. I'm a proponent of free content which is available. I would always recommend, if you have the passion, if you are dedicated, and if you actually want to get into the field, do a self-learning first. Evaluate if you are able to understand things, if you are able to get your hands dirty with some personal projects. Start with that. If you then still find you are missing something, then maybe start evaluating a course, a paid course, which might be through a university, which might be through Coursera, edX, or any of those platforms that are available, the MOOC platforms. But first step I always recommend is get your hands dirty. Try learning a bit by yourself. There is enough content available across various platforms to learn content, to learn visualization, or any uh, aspect of data science for that matter. Do some personal projects, yeah, and then proceed from there.
Yeah, some really good points there. Like people need to start valuing like the free courses and things like that. So some really good resources available in YouTube.
Yep.
Other even some free courses floating around if you do a quick search on the web. But instead of spending money on like paid courses straight away, it's always good to like go and do those courses as a starter, then build your skills, then if needed go further. So that's some really good points. So you just mentioned you've used different visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, but you are a Tableau certified visualization expert. So how can someone get Tableau certified if someone wants to go down that route?
Like I said, the first step is understanding the basics of it. Tableau themselves offers a lot of free e-learning videos in their website. So that's the best place to start with for Tableau. Once you're done with that, like I said, the next step is getting your hands dirty, or using the tool as much as possible. Um, Experience matters, or working with the tool matters. So for that, there are a lot of community driven initiatives. To name a few, there's something called Makeover Monday. Uh, so the idea there is they pick a very bad chart. So there are a couple of people who are running this. It's a free initiative. Anyone can participate. Um, they put up a visualization from, say, some news channel or somewhere, which is very badly done. Your role or your job is you convey the story using best practices of visualization, or you convey your story in your way. So once you do that, there is enough people in the community. Again, this community is typically active in Twitter. There are enough and more people around to actually give feedback to you, to help you with, say, the color choices you have made or the chart choices you have made, help you give feedback and learn in the process. So by the end of it, say if you do the Makeover Monday for a year, you have a portfolio also with you, which you can share with anyone when you are looking for a job. A portfolio of 52 visualizations. Imagine that. 52 live hands-on work that you would have done, which you can showcase, because this happens every week. So similarly, Makeover Monday is just one example. Then there's something called Workout Wednesday. So while Makeover Monday is doing your visualization in your own way, Workout Wednesday is all about, they give a visualization, you have to replicate it as is. Uh, Primarily, again, the tool of choice used in all these is Tableau, but you are always open to go and explore other tools. I know people who do the visualization using D3, or people who do it using Power BI, people who do it using Click. So there are so many tools that are available there. It does not matter which tool you use, just pick one and do the visualization in that. That's all that matters. Again, if anyone is interested, reach out to me. These are just two examples I mentioned. There are a lot of other examples. Like if you're interested in sports, there's something called Sports with Sunday. So you pick up a sports data set, you build your visualizations and convey your stories on sports data. Or there is Health Wiz, so healthcare related data visualization. Each of these initiatives are run by some particular leaders in the Tableau community. All of them are active on Twitter, so you can always reach out to them. Or if you don't know what these different challenges are, reach out to me. Always happy to help guide you and take you to direct you to the right people for each of these challenges.
Oh, yeah, that's some really, really great points about these communities, different communities. So anyone watching, make sure you follow Ajay on LinkedIn and then reach out to him, and he'll point you towards the right in the right direction. It's really important that you are part of these communities where you can build your portfolio and then put that all on your CV. And coming on to that point that you talked about Tableau, Power BI, different tools. So if someone's starting new to this field, how in your opinion that one should choose a tool? Should they make that decision, like Power BI or Tableau, or which tool that they should start learning?
Yeah. So again, I'm a big proponent of free open source softwares. Right now, I feel everything is moving towards open source. It's also beneficial for the organizations because it's cost effective, obviously. So in that sense, so I have a list of points which I look at when choosing a tool. Now, this need not be in the same order that I say. It can be in any order depending on your priorities, depending on your resources available, etc. But some of the pointers that I look at is free software, at least to learn it. So like, for example, Tableau, they have two versions of the software. One is called Tableau Public, which is free for anyone to download and start working on it. The licensed version is Tableau Desktop, which typically would be available in organizations only, but you need not pay the license and buy it. You can work with Tableau Public and learn it. So free software like that, which you can at least use to learn, is one of the conditions that I would say. The second is looking at what they are doing, the kind of updates, the product updates that they're coming up with. So to get an idea of that, what I typically do is I look at the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So if you just do a Google search, you will see Gartner Magic Quadrant for different kinds of different areas of data science. So there are Gartner Magic Quadrants for business intelligence tools. There's Gartner Magic Quadrant for machine learning platforms. Gartner Magic Quadrant for programming language. So there's a quadrant for each. If you look at that, Tableau and Power BI is way up there in the leader position. So when I say leader, the two axes of the quadrant is, one is completeness of vision and the other is speed to execute or bring up new product updates. So in terms of both these, Power BI and Tableau right now is way ahead of the others. So my recommendation in that sense, or considering just that point, would be one of these two. Again, organizations also look at the community. The third point that I would look at is community. How active is it? If you have a question, if you are stuck, do you have people to reach out to and ask questions and clarify so that you can move ahead, get you unblocked? That's the third point. The fourth one is, again, like I said, for visualization, minimum programming. You don't want to be spending time on doing things to make your visualization better. In that sense, tools like Tableau, Power BI makes you let go of quite a few things that you have to do. Say you build a chart in Excel, you have to fine tune every single aspect of it. Or you do programming in R or Python and build a visual, you have to go purposefully and remove the grid lines or get your access sorted, make sure you want it the way you want. The advantage with tools, the business intelligence tools at least, is that a lot of these aspects are done for you automatically. You don't have to spend time on doing that. You can focus on telling your story. So that's one other aspect that I look at when choosing a tool. Yeah, I think that lists around 4-5 points, and a mix of all these together should give you a good understanding of which tool to pick up. Now, I have picked up Tableau because I felt Tableau is strong in all these points. So yeah, I any day would recommend Tableau. But again, it's a software. Softwares keep changing. 5 years back, the rage for programming was on R. Today, it's Python. Tomorrow, it might be some other language like Julia. So don't stop with the tool that you're learning. learn the concepts of what you're doing. So when I'm using Tableau, I've learned Tableau just to get me unblocked. Learn the concepts of data visualization first, like what colors you choose or what charts are best to use. Learn that. Learning the tool can be done in a month, maybe max. It's a technical thing. You can learn it in a month. So be open and flexible to change your tool also. And for that, you need to learn the concepts.
Yeah. Yeah, some really, really great points there. Like, obviously, it's always good to choose the market leaders. That means a lot of companies, majority of the companies will be using these tools, for example, Tableau and Power BI. And so coming from that point, for example, if someone want to get into data science through the visualization route, how do they start? What sorts of jobs they should start targeting as their first job?
Yeah. So if you're learning visualization, the best job that you can start with is data analyst.
Okay.
Now, the titles might be misleading in all the jobs. So right now, there's a big hype running around data science. So if you look at job titles, the title might say data scientist maybe, but the job description probably is talking about data analysis. So don't go just by the titles, read the job description, but your starting point will be a data analyst. Now, visualization is not the only part that you need for data analyst. You need to know data manipulation also. So you'll probably need to learn a bit of SQL or some of the other tools. Again, I try avoiding programming. So there are a lot of tools available on the data manipulation. So pick these two up and start as a data analyst. Or if you're picking one of them, there are specific roles also these days. So there's data visualization consultant roles. If you're just learning data manipulation, there is a data engineer role. So pick one aspect of data science, get into a specific role, data analyst, data engineer, or like Nitin said, machine learning programmer or machine learning engineer. Um, Specialize in one and then gradually spread your knowledge on the other aspects and then grow like that.
Okay, so yeah, so that's a really, really important points there. Like, always look at the job description and then what it says. Like, as an analyst, you definitely need some SQL skills and your visualization skills and some statistics. And then if you are going into machine learning, you need a bit more like linear algebra, calculus knowledge, and things like that. So just first understand what sort of role you're targeting, then acquire the skills for that role, then start applying. It may not be your dream job at first, but you should start during an entry level kind of job, then move on from there rather than trying to apply for your dream job on the first instance, because it will take time, isn't it?
Yeah, data scientist is not something you can become overnight. A proper data scientist, the minimum amount of experience that I think, it's just my personal opinion, you need to be working at least 5 to 10 years in the industry in, say, a particular domain to be actually doing proper data science. Because you need to know the business also. It's not just enough that you know the technical stuff. When I say technical, I don't mean programming. I mean the data visualization also. I'm calling it technical in this aspect. So rather than just knowing all that, you need to know the business also, and you cannot understand a business which is running in millions and billions overnight. It will take time. So spend the time, start from the bottom, and then build your way up and spread your knowledge in the process.
Yeah, slow and steady. That's the key.
Exactly.
Yeah, almost reaching the end of our time, but finally, a couple of last two questions. So one of them is, when we look at all the data science hype that's going on, it's all about R, Python, machine learning. People, you hear about statistics, but the things that people don't talk too much about, one is SQL and the second is visualization. So why do you think that is?
To be honest, these are the fancy stuff, right? The machine learning, and these are the things which not everyone can do. That is one. So it's an aspirational kind of thing. So everyone is talking about it. Everyone wants to be that. So then everyone talks about it. The people, even the people who are experienced, people who are data scientists, right now they are working at a level which is something they built up. So right, they'll talk about only that bigger picture. They'll not talk about the ground level. A lot of them are doing it. I'm not saying no one talks about it, but
It's
it's
not,
all about.
people are not speaking as much as they're speaking about the other bits.
Yes, exactly. So it's all about the hype. It's an aspirational thing. Consider this. Everyone talks about an Apple iPhone, right? There are other good phones available with similar features, but people still consider Apple to be aspirational, and that's the
Exactly.
way Apple has portrayed the product, right? It's an
Yeah.
aspirational product. So data science is similar. It's an aspirational job. So everyone is trying to get to that, and that's why everyone is talking about it.
Exactly. And when you think about it, it's just like if you don't know SQL and visualization, the whole data science will fall apart, because to analyze the data, you need the SQL skills. You need to get the
Yes.
data first to analyze it. And finally, once you have a finished product, if you have a bad visualization, everything that you did goes to waste, because no one can understand what you have done. So in one way, you can say those two are the foundations that you should
Yes.
first start building up before moving on to the next project. So
Yep.
it's really important that people understand the importance of those skills, the visualization and SQL skills, isn't
Yep.
it?
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. So final question. If you have one advice to the aspirers who want to get into this field, whether it be any role that they are targeting in a data science spectrum, so I'm only going to say someone who wants to get into data science. If you have one advice to them, what would that be?
Get your hands dirty. Very simple. Pick a tool, get your hands dirty, learn the nitty-gritties of that. Make sure that the tool is not a blocker for you. So like if it is visualization, pick up Power BI, Tableau, anything. Make sure you know how to do anything in that tool. And that is not going to take too much time. Okay. It's probably within 2 months or 3 months, you can actually build an expertise. And again, like I said sometime back, focus on the concepts of visualization if it is visualization, and let the tool only be a means to an end. So get your hands dirty with the tool, learn the nitty-gritties, and you should be good enough to get started.
Yes, that's a really, really great point there. There's so much that theory that you can learn, isn't it? And then if you learn all the theory and you don't do enough practice,
Yep.
the companies want you to produce results, and then if you can't do that, then that's why everything fall apart. So there should be a balance of theory, then practice, then work on your weak points, go back to the theory, work on it,
Yep.
then come back and iterative process, isn't it? So
Yeah. In fact, I'll go one step ahead there, because right now we see in LinkedIn a lot of people doing all these mass open online courses and other things and just putting the certificate there. Trust me, you are doing the certificate because you found it easy. There will be 1 million other people doing it. So you're not standing out. What makes you now stand out is getting your hands dirty and showing your personal portfolio.
okay,
So focus on that.
so that's a really great important tip. So instead of doing these courses and putting up a certificate, if you have a GitHub profile where you can showcase all
Yes.
your what you've done, that's gonna have more value than that certificate.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yeah,
So even if you're not doing a course, if you have a profile like that, that's good enough. So that's why towards the beginning I had mentioned, pick the free courses available, learn, and then get your hands dirty. That's it.
yeah.
You don't
Okay.
even need to spend money on the course in
Yeah.
that
So
sense.
yeah. So in a nutshell, practice, 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 and then become an
Yep.
expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same with everything, right? Learning to walk, swimming, everything. You cannot sit on the sidelines and do any of this.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming in this episode, Ajay. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned about a lot about these communities, and then the importance of visualization in any data science project. And I'm sure everyone listening will have that would have got this great understanding about this as well. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, Nitin. Thank you for taking up this initiative. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.